What's up, everybody? Back with another video. I'll wait a couple more minutes till somebody drops on in. If anybody can let me know if we're live. Okay, there goes somebody. All right. What's good, King Charles? What's good, Kevin? Not go upstairs. Last night, Thursday, there was a Black History celebration. I enjoyed it. Yeah, this is about to be a whole different dose of Black history. It's just gonna be history, period. So but give me a minute until I get up out of there. What's good, Angel? Shout out to Angel Z. Do you have a number that we can call it? I got a link. I do a link. Yeah, you know how it is. You have a number. It's good rap sample. But yeah, sometimes I drop a link to get it to call to join the stream. But all right, so I'm out of there. It's pretty loud. There's no dryers at this time. So shout out to everyone. But we're gonna hope everybody checked out the stream from last night about the Ohio Butler County Sheriff, what he said. I mean, just take take it, take the the rhetoric, right, and you can leave whatever rest you want to leave. But I'm telling you, man, this is what they're planning, and you know, this is what they're planning, and it's not fear mongering. It's just what's being pushed around. So yeah, check that out. I didn't get a chance to what you call it because I got that video comes from, it's not on YouTube, so it's hard to screen record it. So I got to finish it, and then I'll upload it probably later. But yeah, but let's just go in a little on this whole Black History Month, because people, this has been misconstrued and you know on truly what it is. Um, and I mean, there's nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing changed. Just the illusion of freedom that we do have, that people just accept. Because it's just, hey, it feels like this is the way it's supposed to be. You know, but they want to go back to more. They want to go back to slavery. They want to be more restrictive. You can't say this. You can't talk about that. You know, all the stuff that, I mean, say 60, 70 years ago was still in play. So, people forget. And, it's like a refresher on where we're living and what we're living under. And, it's for the people that think that this is a free nation. This is for people that don't understand that, one of the worst things we could ever did was ignore all this when they used all this to enslave us, and why they keep doing it. So, we're going to back up to where we're going, right? Since it's Black History Month, right? That's what they say. One thing that we got to realize is, black, that word in itself means Negro. I mean, it just, I just start there. I mean, Black History Month, they're telling you, we don't give a fuck what y'all believe it is. We know the energy we put behind this word. They're telling you it's Negro history, because Negro means black. The legal definition of Negro, the word Negro means black. One descendant from the African race, and does not commonly include mulatto. This is what it is. That's the definition of Negro. And, I don't make this shit up. This is just what it is. And, hold on 1 second, guys. So with with saying that, right? Black History Month, right? So I mean, black, whether you call it, whether they, just because they don't use the word, right? Just because they don't use the word doesn't mean it don't exist, because black in Spanish means Negro. So what are we doing here? That's you. I mean, technically they're still calling people Negroes because they're calling them black. I mean, that's how simple it is. But people accept, well, they're not calling it Negro, so we're called black. Well, in Spanish, all right, people that conquered this nation, right, Europeans, that's their language, and they're still calling you black, right? Because that's what Negro means in Spanish. This is how simple stupid this shit is, right? It's Black History Month, so they just teaching you about Negro history, because in them times where they teaching you all about that stuff, black people was called Negroes. So that's a double whammy. They want to teach you about black history. What they teach you about Negroes, about how we had y'all. We refresh y'all memory every year. You know, it's not nothing for any person. You know, it don't matter what color you are to accept that shit. Now we get rid of Black History Month because that just brings back all that racial energy. It does nothing good, but they want to plaster it all this, that. Man, they rubbing this shit in your face and you don't even know it. Psychology. How can psychology be about moving on, getting forward, and you know, overcoming past traumas when they keep bringing the trauma in your face? So they're using psychology to psychologically brainwash you and manipulate you. Plain as day, plain and simple. You can't even go around it. So Black History Month, right? It's just Negro History Month. You can't even go around that shit. You know, you can't go around that. And then, okay, go to, all right, after that, we got, Obama, right? Obama, when he signed the bill, HR 4238, that eliminating Negro and Oriental from federal laws, right? This Obama did this shit. Actually opened up a door for a lot of stuff. The Department of Energy Act has for decades described minorities as Negro, Puerto Rican, American Indian, Eskimo, Oriental, or Aleut, or is a Spanish-speaking individual of Spanish descent. The new bill changed the language to Asian Americans, Native Hawaiian, a Pacific Islander, African American, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Native American, or Alaskan Native. There are also similar languages in the local Public Works Capital Development and Investment Act. So I remember that bill, right? And that bill, right, eliminated the word Negro to African American, right? But that's for commercial and legal purposes, right? But what about the word black? That's still, everybody calls themselves black, and black president, black. It's Negro. What is on your ID? Black. You're still a fucking Negro in their eyes. They changed the word, okay, but they use black, white. They didn't change the word colored. They didn't change the word colored, right? Because colored was on my relatives, my ancestors' birth records and death records. Negro and colored, they was on there. The word colored isn't the word colored. I mean, it's technically, um, you know, they use it and they say colored. Colored, same shit. That word, there was no law for that against using that word, right? But they want to take the word Negro out of there because it's offensive. But motherfuckers don't understand that in Spanish it's Negro. I mean, the shit is wild, guys. It's really mind blowing that people, it's just how this shit is set up, man. Right? And that's why I have the NAACP up there, because that C is for colored people. So in your face, they got an organization that's supposed to be for black people that actually have the word colored in it. Right? They don't say black people, it says colored people, man. And just because they changed the word Negro, all right, but they still let y'all run around here with black woman, black president, black vice president, first black vice president. What? They're slickly Negro. You a Negro. You know? Right, and Davis. Right, and then African American. How does that even make any sense? Like, they changed it to African American. What? There is no landmass African American. How could you be African American? Oh, because descendant of Africa. Says the fuck who? There is no Africans looking for any nigga over here. And I'm gonna use the word nigga in this video. So if you don't like it, hey, you just don't like it. But hey, we all hear it, we all know it. You guys knowing what I'm referring to. Ain't not one African over there looking for no one nigga over here in America. No African to talk about my long lost relatives are in America. They ain't doing that shit. Where have you ever seen the fuck some of that shit at? Where have you ever seen that? My people in America, you should wake up. They don't even like black people over here. They're like, y'all dumb motherfuckers don't even know where y'all from. And when they come over here, they put white on their paperwork. They got white on there. The smart ones have white on their driver's license. And they be dead as jet, mahogany black. There is no land mass fucking African American. There is no land mass American Indian. Ain't that crazy? Orientals. Where's the Oriental land? Where's Oriental land, right? Asian. You know? People see like, Chinese, Japanese, shit like that, but they're Asians. Well, look at the landmass of Asia and ask, guess who else is Asian? I mean, this shit, it's crazy, man, how they do what they do. And it's because of our ignorance, not stepping up saying, no, man, we ain't none of that shit. No, 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 no. And the thing about it is, guess who isn't part? Hold on, wait, let me show y'all. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. So, another thing that a lot of people don't understand is, um, for the native, like the indigenous people, right? You know who's in control of these people, right? The Department of Energy. When you're all the status and all your racial labels, your color of law term labels, that's all done through the Department of Energy. Ain't that wild? Energy, Department of Energy. Why would it be, you know, under the Department of Energy? Right? The Department of Energy, you got the Department of Interior. Think about these words, interior. Think about what the law and stuff and says about black. right? And then think of the Department of Interior. This shit is wild, man. It is really wild. It is. You know, it really is. Right? It is really crazy, man. So, you know, hey, I don't make this shit up. You know, I don't make this up. This is all here. It's all here. So, black, African American means a person having origins in any of the black racial groups of Africa. Terms such as Haitian or Negro can be used in addition to black or African American. You know, this is they ain't me. This is what they deem under the law. You know, and white, that's another color of law term. A Mongolian is not a white person, right? Within the meaning of the term used in the naturalization laws of the United States. The term applies only to persons of the Caucasian race. And this is another thing that people don't understand. Yeah, all that black, white, all that shit you put on the paper, race, 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 race. No, man, because we all are fucking slaves, right? The term applies only to persons of the Caucasians race. That is a whole nother, a whole nother video in itself. Now you're going back to, you're going back to Khazaria, the Caucasus Mountains. You're going back to some really, you know, deep shit. But it only applies to the persons of Caucasian race, right? It says within the meaning of the term as used in the naturalization laws of the United States, right? Naturalization, the act of accepting an alien into a nation and clothing him with all the rights possessed by a natural born citizen, right? And it says collective naturalization takes place where a government, by treaty or cession, acquires the whole or part of the territory of a foreign nation and takes to itself the inhabitants thereof, clothing them with the rights of citizenship either by terms of the treaty or by subsequent legislation. This is what Caucasian race goes to. It says that's within the term of the naturalization laws. So you got to go to naturalization laws of the United States, which is the corporation, not the landmass. And that's why there's certain rights afforded to Caucasians. But this is what you don't understand. See, black, white, Hispanic, all that shit. No. Why do you think they have on your identification? This all links to civil code, statutes, rules, regulations of the fucking slaves, right? Why do you think it has, if y'all got an ID, right? Pull that ID out and look, right? Look where it says eyes, hair color. Why would they have eyes? Oh, it's for identification. Nah, motherfucker. These motherfuckers been in the biometrics for a long time. There's a reason why they have eyes and hair. Right? There's a reason why they have eyes and hair. I'm gonna give me 1 second to take an intermission. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you guys why. And this is how far we don't understand what's going on. Even I don't even fucking fully know. I just like, yo, this shit is mind blowing. How many layers they got on us. And how dumbass fucking Americans run around with this racial stupid shit, not realizing, y'all niggas too. It's only a certain small percentage that's actually white in this nation. Right? That's why they don't like white supremacists. They're like, bitch, y'all not white. Y'all not, you guys aren't white supremacists. And then they push this racial shit, and then they got people's mind manipulated to hate each other and kill each other. Meanwhile, the real white supremacy is the one creating all this shit. Because you can go to other nations and they don't even understand. It's spread, through over the years as far as, but this was not common thing, like black and white skin. Like they didn't understand, like, how the fuck y'all hate what? Foreign people come over here, they don't understand that shit. So give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 quick second. Give me like a couple minutes. We'll do it. This will be an intermission. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm back. So, yeah. All right, so where were we at? So, yeah. Now, IDs. The reason why you put eye color, and when you're in the system, they do eye color, skin color, shit like that. They don't do weight. They do weight. sometimes, but that's really not a factor. But the height, hair color, eye color is a form of identification. What kind of identification? Well, it goes into the Caucasian white. You know, it goes into the Caucasian and white. I mean, it just is what it is. If you look at, they know, all right. This is why, like, when you're dealing with the system, they have to go through systems of identification, right? They know by the birth certificate, the social security number, and all that other shit. But people lie, people, fraud, people change, shit like that. So they also have attached to it biometrics, which is your identity. And this is how they know, a race of human beings is simply by these traits. Because look at people as a whole. Black people, black hair. 90% of all a darker race of an original people. I'm talking about original people. I'm not talking about the mixtures. I'm talking about original people. This shit, remember, the shit that they've been doing goes back to ancient times, right? That's what it does. You couldn't even, this is how new this stuff is. You couldn't get married in certain states if you're interracial. It was illegal. It's a fucking felony. Like in 50, what case was that? 1950. Let me look real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1950. What is it? Let me find it real quick. Yeah. And this is, a lot of people don't know, this is how, the Virginia license plates have the lover state. It's the Virginia's for lovers. Man, this comes from Loving in Virginia case, which was this. It was this is what it was. This was overturned and but this was back in 1967, guys. Some of y'all was alive. That's less than 10. Wait, 1967. I was born in 78. That shit wasn't long ago. And I am a fucking mixed race fucking child. That means this almost was illegal for my mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? But this was a case, right? In June 1958, two residents of Virginia, Mildred Jeter, a Negro woman, says it right in the case law, not black, Negro, right? It's an offensive word. All right, we changed it to black. Now they say, color. What's their other black male, black woman, Hispanic, white? They still calling you a nigga. A Negro, not a nigga. A Negro. They still calling you a Negro. Right? But anyways, a Negro woman and Richard Loving, a white man, were married in the District of Columbia pursuant to its laws. Shortly after their marriage, the Lovings returned to Virginia and established their marital abode in Caroline County. Right? At the October term, 1958, of the Circuit Court of Caroline County, a grand jury issued an indictment charging the Lovings with violating Virginia's ban on interracial marriages. On January 6, 1959, the Lovings pleaded guilty to the charge and were sentenced to 1 year in jail. These motherfuckers went to. This is how it was, man. Like, people done forgot. People done forgot. Like, this is your free nation, America, that everybody thinks is just a free fucking, it's just a place that everyone wants to leave. This is what it was. Oh, then people say, well, that's because, it's what we turned it into. Exactly. So why is it going fucking backwards? Because we stopped, right? It's going backwards because nobody cares and they could just do whatever they want to do again. Same shit, different toilet, right? But anyways, they plead guilty to charge 1 year in jail. However, the trial judge suspended the sentence for a period of 25 years on the condition that the Lovings leave the state and not return to Virginia together for 25 years. He stated in an opinion that Almighty God created races white, black, yellow, Malay, and red. And he placed them into separate continents. But for the interference with his arrangement, there would be no cause for such marriage. The fact that he separated the races showed that he did not intend for the races to mix. This was the ideology back then. After their conviction, the Lovings took up residence in the District of Columbia. On November 6, 1963, they filed a motion in the state trial court to vacate the judgment and set aside the sentence on the ground that the statutes which they had violated were repugnant to the 14th Amendment. The motion not having been decided October 28, 1964, the Lovings instituted a class action in the United States District Court for the Eastern District Court of Virginia, requested that the judge court be convened to declare the Virginia miscegenation statutes unconstitutional and to enjoin the state officials from enforcing their convictions. On January 22nd, 1965, the state trial judge denied the motion to vacate the sentence, and the Lovings perfected an appeal to the Supreme Court of Virginia, Appeals Court of Virginia. On February 11, 1965, the three-judge district court continued the case to allow the Loving to present their constitutional claims to the highest court. The Supreme Court of Appeals upheld the constitutionality of the anti-misogynist statutes, and after modifying the sentence, affirmed the conviction. The Lovings appealed the decision and were noted probable jurisdiction December 12, 1966. The two statutes under which appellants convicted and sentenced are a part of a comprehensive statutory scheme aimed at prohibiting and punishing interracial marriage. The Lovings were convicted of violating the Virginia Code, leaving state to evade law. If any white person, colored person shall go out of his state, this is what the law said, leaving state to evade law. If any white person and colored person shall go outside of this state for the purpose of being married and with the intention of returning and be married out of it, and afterwards return to reside in cohabiting as man and wife, shall be punished as provided in subsection 2059 of the marriage, and the marriage shall be governed by the same law as if it had been solemnized in the state. The fact of their cohabitation here as man and wife shall be evidence of their marriage. Boom. So this case, right? Think about it. This case, I mean, this was in the 60s, guys. But this is why this basically was all overturned, and it was all considered to be discrimination. And I don't want to read the whole fucking case, it's long, but I just gave you a nutshell of this case, and that's why Virginia's license plates are for lovers. Virginia's for lovers, or whatever the fuck the license plate says. But it's because of this case right here, So, I mean, this stuff has never changed. They just changed the definitions and moved words around. It's still the same. When you look at the system, it's still the same. What it does to, people of color, right? That's another word they use. People of color. That's derogatory to the motherfucker too, if you look at it. You can't be a people of color if you got an identity of where you're from and who you're related to and what affiliation you got. How could you be a person of color? This shit is wild, man. A person of color. A colored person and Indians defined. Oh shit, big ass fucking pothole. And this is a Racial Integrity Act, And this what was done to my ancestors. Colored persons and Indians defined. Every person in whom there is ascertainable any Negro blood, meaning black, right, shall be deemed and taken to be colored, a colored person. And every person not a colored person having 1/4 or more of American Indian blood shall be deemed an American Indian, except that members of Indian tribes living on reservations allotted them by Commonwealth of Virginia having 1/4 or more Indian blood and less than 1/16 of Negro blood shall be deemed tribal Indians so long as they are domiciled on said reservations. It's wild, wild stuff, man. So back to the whole hair color thing. So it's white folks walking around here thinking they're white folks and they're racist against black folks, when in reality is they got some blood of a nigga in them somewhere. And I hate to use that word, but it is what it is, because they know the only true white person is a Caucasian. It's not because you've got white skin. That's a whole misconception. People don't realize who was brought over here. White folks that we think are white. And when the slave trade was going on there for even way long time. You know? And how do they know that what a Caucasian is? Well, because Caucasian got a certain hair color and a certain eye color. That's how they know. See, that's what they don't want you. Let me know if I'm live, because this shit got 0 on it. And people don't like to talk about this shit. But it's Black History Month. You know, the biggest, most slap in the face month of the year. And because they're still calling it black. Black is offensive to me, just like somebody saying the N-word. You know? It is. But they brainwash people to think, oh, it's better than being called a Negro. Motherfucker, in Spanish, Negro is black. So how is it different? Okay, thanks, King Charles. How's it any different? Negro means black. Spanish conquered this land, right? Spain, Spanish. Fucking Christopher Columbus laid claim to this bitch. You called a Negro for a reason, because you black. And now you accept black? Get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit. This is how bad we got it. But people don't, oh, well, black president, black quarterbacks, black NBA players. Oh, black power, Negro power, motherfucker. That's what they saying, Negro power. It's Negro History Month. It ain't no Black History Month. They rehashing all your traumas to keep you in line. Instead of the so-called black people should have been like, no, we don't want Black History Month. Fuck that month. We don't want that shit. We want our history year. We want to be equal. How the fuck is this some equal shit? And you got one short ass month out of the year. You know? Yeah, that's what it means. I'll read the legal definition in a minute of what black means. And then you'll know why the Department of Energy is in control and the Department of Interior. Because they're talking about the interior of your motherfucking body. And they're talking about energy, spiritual shit. That's why they got control. The fuck Department of Energy got anything to do with human beings? And Department of Interior. Well, they're talking about insides, motherfucker. Your biometrics. That's what they talking about. That's why there's all Asians have black hair. Well, light brown, dark brown hair. That's what they got. Black people in Africa all got black hair. You know, there's some, mutations here and there. I'm talking 90%. India, all black hair. All India. The nation India, which don't make no sense. Why you got Indians? Well, why do you got the name India? Well, because the conquerors named it India. That's why they're using the same American Indians. Well, what the fuck are India people? Are they Indian? I'm Indian. Alibaba, Indian. I mean, think about it. Makes no fucking sense. But under the laws, it makes a lot of sense. When you know how they structure this bitch, it makes all the sense in the world. That's where they got the whole colored thing from, because colored was used over there. That's what they used it over there first. That's why colored ain't going nowhere. That's why there is NAACP. Colored. And again, this is why you have on your identifications hair color, your school records, all the shit, your doctor, hair color, eye color. They already know this shit. They know who's Caucasian. You could look at all the presidents. Start looking at hair color. You be like, God damn, what in the fuck? Look at people in high places. Look at their hair colors. What's their eye colors? Yeah, it starts to get real interesting. You want to talk about race? That's why they got that shit on there. This shit is deep, man. You think, who the fuck runs around, cops run, looking for eye color and hair color? So, yeah, they're looking for us, black hair, yeah, I get it. Eye color. These motherfuckers ain't looking for no eye color. They ain't looking for none of that. They not. They ain't looking for none of that. So, yeah, that's for the identification, to find out if you're a Caucasian. That's just what it says. That's not what I say. That ain't what I say. And it's the thing. A Mongolian is not a white person. Hold on. All right. So, that's a it's funny, the legal term. They kind of like X this racial group out. And when you start looking at racial groups, I've did all this shit because I just happen to be both races. So hey, I don't shy away from none of this shit. Some people like, if they're white, they all, I don't want to know about black. Or they're black, I don't give a fuck about white folks. Well, that's your problem. That's the problem right there, because nobody wants to even care to know any damn thing. See, I wanted to know. And one thing I came across years ago was Mongoloid. I'm like, what the fuck is a Mongoloid? But they said it's an obsolete group, and they were a large part of, Asia, the Americas, and in Europe, Oceania. What if these people, how does a race become extinct? No, they just don't want you to know about shit. That's why in law they have, right in the fucking definition of white, they make it loud and clear that a Mongolian ain't fucking white. Right? The first thing in the definition is a Mongolian is not a white person. So how are they extinct if they still got Mongolian? Right? And they say within the meaning of the term as used in the naturalization of laws. And then go look at the Mongolian people on all that shit. That's how you know, okay, this ain't got shit to do with a skin color. They just put that over so we can't figure this shit out. And it says the term applies only to the Caucasian race. What in the fuck? Then you get to Caucasian, okay, you got Asian land in the Caucasus, right? That area, the mountains and all that shit. What the fuck? Why is this shit over here in America? Why is that over here in America? Why is this in law in America? See? Then start looking at who was given what. You start seeing the regions where, you know, where this was at. It starts to make a whole lot of goddamn sense. I mean, this shit goes deep. It goes in all different kind of directions. You know, it goes in all different kind of different directions, man. On how deep this shit goes and the mess they got us in. You know. Think about that, man. You know, and all the stuff with the Silk Road trade and what I've been talking about. You know, what they done did to America, right? And how they pulling out now, closing the business to go do business over there. Where? The same goddamn region where the Silk Road was, right? Because the Caucasus was where? Right over in that area. And it says, okay, the Caucasus Mountains. All right, it's land sandwiched between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. It's a region that includes parts of 6 countries: Russia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey, and Iran. Where's all this shit going on at? Right in them fucking regions. And people want to talk about white supremacy. Like, what? Yeah, man. Just look it up. So you got Caucasians, you know? Them the ones that got all the true power here is the Caucasians. And that's what people be missing. You know? Not because your skin is white. You're not a Caucasian. You know? They know you ain't a Caucasian. They vet you. You're vetted. And if it is some Caucasian blood, these be the motherfuckers that walk in and you see them, you be sitting in court, damn, them motherfucker ain't get nothing for that DWI. What the fuck? Well, it's deeper than you really know and understand and think. They don't even know on why they getting, they get way to where they can get, All this stuff is recorded from birth, man. There's a reason why they got vitals and statistics, guys. It's a reason for all of this stuff, man. It's so deep. It's how they run their game. It's very, very deep. Very, very, very deep. So, yeah. And, yeah, man, I'm just here giving y'all the information, man. Y'all can do the research on your own. I'm not giving you no bullshit research. Do this research on your own. Let me know if I'm still live. I know it's a touchy subject for people, but hey, it's something you got to talk about. Don't be scared to talk about racial shit. All this stuff, white, black. I mean, we all in this shit together. There's a reason why. It's a reason why we all in this shit together. You see, they ain't discriminating. That's why when people come over here to get, you'll see like a Turkish person, a person from Bosnia, people from all these different places. They get put white. Their ideals say white, and they don't say where they from. They give up that right when they sign all the paperwork. They should never give up that right. Say, no, I'm from. This is who I am. I'm not white. Same thing with us. When we figured out we got to change that shit, man. It's hard as a motherfucker, man. It's hard. And if you go outside of those realms, shit, you got to go through some shit. You know, you got to go through some shit. Hold on one second. And this another thing is, guys. There are not any laws. All right, this is something that we should already know. There are not any laws in the United States that require you to have an ID. There is none, right? There's none. There's no laws in the United States that tells you have to get a state issued ID. There is none. You know, it's a belief that we got, you know. It's not required. You know, it just is what it is. There's no requirement that you need a government issued ID to carry what you don't need it. There's not one state in the United States that requires all individuals to carry ID at all times. It's just not. So that's the thing. Like, if there's not a law that requires anyone, that says individuals, that means individual, that means each person. There's not one law in the United States of America, right, in any state that has any provision that requires you to carry ID with you at all times. How the fuck did we let them make us have an ID for everything we goddamn do in life? That's where you get into the whole corporation. That's where you realize we actually are free. We just haven't obtained freedom. You know? Think about that. There's no law that requires you to have ID, but yet they prosecute you for not having ID. How does that even work? Well, that's what the law says. You need an ID to drive a car. You need a license to drive a car, an ID to drive a car. But there's not a law in the United States that requires you to have an ID. Think about that. If there is no law, then why is there a law saying you need one to drive a fucking car? Think of how, let's just simply make it stupid. How the fuck, what does an ID having to do with driving a car? Oh, we have to identify you. For what? Let's just say we were all doing the right thing. I mean, because they put it in place for good intentions. When you go look at the whole driving ID thing, they put it in place for good intentions, right? Why do we need an ID to? If we can walk around without an ID, why do we need one to drive around? That's just simple stupid. It's not like the police are riding around, oh, we got an ID. Everybody that's moving in a vehicle, they need an ID, but you're walking, you don't need an ID. What's the difference? Oh, because you're driving a car, we have to identify you. What? It's pretty. I mean, I'm just telling you how they have put us into these chains and we don't see them, but yet the freedom is there, but we don't fight for them. You know, we want a truth and expose like stupid shit instead of exposing what the fuck's going on in front of us and to us every day. You know, Oh, it's for control. Digital ID. Motherfucker, they already got regular ID. Who the fuck cares if it's a digital ID? I mean, think about it. Fuck it. Who cares? You already got a driver's license, identification card. Who cares if you got a digital ID? What's that gonna what kind of egotistical shit is that? I'm just saying, guys, think about it. You already got what the fuck? Who cares if it's digital? Well, they can track me, bitch. What do you think they're doing when you're driving with an ID for all these fucking years? When they stop you, they tracked you. Now they're gonna extort money out of your dumb ass for doing absolutely nothing but driving down the fucking road. Okay, they posted a speed limit 30 here in this area, 35 over here, 40 here. Within a span of a mile, you got 4 fucking signs. Oh shit, you done daydream, forgot. Oh, we got you going 5. You were speeding. You were doing 40 and a 30. What? But the speed limit up the road is 55. Come on, these are extortion rackets. Don't even make any sense. Well, if you're speeding, you could hurt somebody. Going 40 when the speed mile down the road is 50 fucking 5. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It truly is ridiculous. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that, guys. Let me know if we're back. So these are things that I wanted to go over this AM, but let me know if I'm back. Because it's Black History Month, right? It's Negro History Month. What a joke. Let me know if we're back. All right, thanks, Rap Sandra. So yeah, I just want to come talk about some things that we don't really think about, um, because it's that bad, you know, but people think it's that good, and yeah. So what else is it? Um, you know, uh, you got the Dred Scott case. Um, that was in the 1800s, though, but it just let it also let you know on how they do, you know, people in court. And yeah, all this stuff is still here. It's just hidden in other words. What else we got? Um, oh, this is another one, right? You hear, oh, people of color. I'm a person of color. I'm a person of color. You don't realize that a person of color is one who descends from a Negro to the third generation inclusive, though one ancestor in each generation may have been white. So I told y'all about the hair color, the eye color. Told y'all about, some people run around here, they think they white, but they mixed up. That's one thing my wife told me, was like, how come the white people, they all have different hair, you know? And it's true, you know? They mixed race too. Just long before Black Americans. It is what it is. Long before that. We get into the whole, I mean, it's really wild, man. And these are things that are into the law, in the law. So yeah, person of color. People are like, yeah, I'm a person of color. Me being a person of color. What? You ain't you're a person of color. And that's the thing, like they're actually using the fucking terms and the sorcery and the energy that surrounds all that person of color. What? I'm a person of color. Why you can't be a person of races, a people of humanity, a part of humans, a part of humanity? You're a person of color. Okay. So you're a person from emptiness, right? I'm going, let me do that one. Okay. Color. The definition of color. An appearance, semblance, or similar as distinguished from which is real. a primary, fishy, or apparent right. Right? Hence, a deceptive appearance, a plausible, assumed exterior, concealing a lack of reality, a disguise or pretext. This is what color means in law. This is what they have when people say they're a person of color. This is what it means. Hold on one second. Wait. All right, guys. I'm back. Sorry about that. Let me know if I'm back. So again, a person of color is actually I can see the mic moving. So a person of color actually means an appearance, resemblance, or similaricum. I don't know what that word, as distinguished from which is real. And it says a prima facie or apparent right. Hence a deceptive appearance. Assume exterior, concealing a lack of reality. That's wild, man. That's truly wild. So when you see all these terms thrown on, they didn't change anything. You know? They didn't change anything. Nothing. And that's why I have the NAACP thing up there. Are we still live? Please let me know. Please let me know if I'm still live real quick. Because I don't see anything. But the mic is moving. All right. And somebody, it might be delayed, but can somebody give me a thumbs up or something? It says 15 people watching. I can't even get a thumbs up. All right. Thank you, Angel. Okay. In the United States law, right, the term color of law denotes the mere semblance of a legal right, the pretense or appearance of a right, hence, an action done under color law, adjust colors, right? Adjust the law to the circumstances. Yet, said apparently legal action um, contravenes the law. In English and American jurisprudence, an act done under color of law is an act done by an official as if authorized by law, but which in fact is not authorized. That's all they've been doing the whole time, acting. When you catch them, that's the same exact code you use to get recourse. But this is what they do. Everything under the color of law. It is what it is. So people run around talking about, I'm a person of color. What if a white person said that? I mean, white? Think about it. It's a color. As I said, the mentality of the United States is crazy, man. Under color of authority is another one. Is a legal phrase used in North America indicating that a person is claiming or implying the acts they are committing are related and legitimized by his or her role as an agent of government power. That's under color of authority. Color of law. We already read that. Color of law refers to an appearance of legal power to act that may operate in violation of the law. Boom. For example, if a police officer acts with the color of law authority to arrest somebody, the arrest, if it's made without probable cause, may actually be in violation of a law. In other words, just because something is done with color of law does not mean the action was done lawful. This is where we're at. When police are suspected of acting outside their lawful authority and violating civil rights of a citizen, this is when an investigation may be taken for acting outside the scopes of the law. So, all right, color of office. That's another one. Color of office refers to an act usually committed by a public official under the appearance of authority but exceeds such authority. Affirmative act or omission committed under the color of office is sometimes required to prove malfeasance in office. And then you have color of title. Color of title in property law refers to a claim to title that appears valid but may be legally defective. Color of title may arise if there is evidence such as a writing suggesting a valid legal title. The courts have ruled that deeds are mere color of title, and the actual title to land is secured with an irrefutable instrument like a land patent. When that land subsequently conveyed to another owner by a deed, the deed colors the title to the new owner. Thus, the chain of title from the land patent to the present may include many deeds. The actual title remains with the land patent, and the lawful deed shall show the chain of title to the present landowner. Because the ownership is in land is a very specific thing, requires precise and proper transfers of ownership. It used to be that people always required a certificate abstract to be provided with a deed to ensure the deed was not merely a color of a title fiction. Today, the title companies offer title insurance to secure such document. Still, only proper lawful title like the land patent provides actual title to the land, and only a proper and lawful chain of title deeds from such a patent to the present can secure land rights to the landowner. Wow, I could do a 24-hour video in that alone. of people thinking they own their house. But they don't own their house because you can't own the house because you don't have the you don't have the fucking land patent. It's all an illusion, folks. People talk all that. You don't hear about that one. Mind blowing. Oh, I bought a house. Yeah, I bought a house. Yeah, it's my house. Bitch, no, it ain't. Guess what if you had a land patent? Oh my God. A land patent is a form of letters patent assigning official ownership of a particular tract of land that has gone through various legally prescribed processes like surveying and documentation, followed by the letters of signing, sealing, and publishing public records made by a sovereign entity. Bitch, you don't own land. Don't ever come talking to me about you own land if you ain't got this shit. Because they own the motherfucker. They got land. They got the patents. They claim the shit. And they hold it in trust. If you know how to come claim it, you can get the land. There'd be a long legal process and a fight to get the shit. So you don't hear this in the truthing communities. You don't hear it in the internet in the truthing communities. Because they don't want you to know this shit. You know? It is the highest evidence of right, title, and interest to a defined area, and it is usually granted by a central, federal, or state government to an individual partnership, trust, or private company. Ain't none of no motherfuckers one of these. Because an individual is not a citizen. Sorry to tell you that. An individual is not a citizen. So, yeah, motherfuckers think they own a house. You don't own a house. Someone else owns your house. You're just a tenant. You know? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know? It is what it is. I see a lot of bullshit along the fucking depths and realms of fucking in on the internet. I'd be like, where the fuck? People don't research. That's the problem. You know? People don't research, and that's a major fucking problem. Major problem. No more allodial title these days. Shit. Allodial. Allodial. Free, not holding of any lord or superior, owned without obligation of vassalage or fealty. The opposite of feudal. That's what allodial is. You know, and so, hey man. So, yep, it's a brother that I know about land patents, you know, and it's wild, man. So, I've heard a lot about allodial. I've heard a lot about allodial. But yeah, man, did I see my comment? I need to dig deeper. Did you see my comment? Yeah, I need to dig deeper. Which comment? The one before that, let me see. Patent. Oh, the question I asked yesterday, I read something you don't. Oh, I don't know. I never looked into the burying somebody on the land. You know, but it's people that have secured this stuff, man. There's people that have secured uh land patents. I mean, people um they do it. They don't want people to know about it, but I mean, because this is what the government does. They don't tell you about it. So, you know, but it's a there's treaties on this shit. I mean, it's deep, man. It's real deep, man. It's a lot to really know. And I don't know nothing about nothing, you know. But that's the only form of. I mean, there's a court case that is out there that says. I mean, I probably could find it. But it said that the land patent was the only form of title to land available in the United States. So what the fuck do people got? If you ain't got a land patent, motherfucker, you don't own shit. You know, you can't own anything if you ain't got a land. If the land, I mean, that's what. Let me find the case. Let me see if I can find the case on my notes real quick. I got so much shit on my notes. Hold on, let me find it. Let me find it real quick, and then y'all can look the shit up. Is it this one? An act before a tract of land. The decision to receiver. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Wilcox versus Jackson. Okay. It's Wilcox versus Jackson, 38 U.S. 498, 1839. It simply said, hold on, let me do overview. So, so people want to know this stuff. Some people don't give a fuck. Oh, I own my house. I'm good. It's my house. Okay, all right. You think you're an owner, but I know you're a leasee and you're a tenant. You can think you're an owner because you have one house. Okay, I get it. Let me see. Yeah, in this case, it stated that let me find let me find the whole. Let me see if they have the blurb. The U.S. Army, meanwhile, the U.S. content. Okay, it said going further, it's already in tracks between. And this is what people call the Bundys. Some government fucking psyop agents or whatever. But they got this on their land. This is why their land, the government basically had to go to fucking war with these people, and that whole thing, this truth community is a bunch of fucking bullshit. Oh, the Bundys are a fucking psyop. They're all frauds. They're feds, government agents. Bitch, you could go look up their motherfucking their history and where they're at and how they got it. He actually dropped a whole jewel on that whole thing when it comes to land rights, all this stuff, how the government tried to come in, knocking at the door to take their fucking land because of the stuff that was in that area. I mean, it's there, it's documented. How the fuck is that a psyop? It's a psyop. No, but people just don't want you to know. You know, you could go look this shit up, man. I mean, it is what it is. These people, man, I tell you, this internet, I told you, man, the whole truth community has been the biggest psyop ever to keep you from away from everything, man. All right, I gotta move because there's people around me and I'm trying to do this, finish my stream. So, um, yeah, check out that, the property of the Bundys and stuff like that. It's fucking mind blowing. There's a lot of jewels in there. There's another area. I think it's in Utah. There's another one in Texas. You know, you can go look up, and Fake Mike hit me to this one, and I didn't even know. And I love vehicles. You know about King Ranch. You know, you can go look up King Ranch. You know, King Ranch, Ford King Ranch. You know, the King Ranch leather and all that. But there's an actual area in Texas called King Ranch, and you look up that. I mean, this is what they have. You know, land patents. It's mind blowing. Who else has land patents? Disney, Universal Studios. They own the land and they lease it to other corporations. They bought that land. Well, man, you can't own land. They claim that land, got a patent, and they've had that shit for eons. And they'll let people build on there, right? They'll let you build on there and you have a lease. So, when that lease is up, like you see a lot of stuff, like they're building a new Orlando theme park called I forgot what it is, but it's a part of Universal. The shit's big as hell. You know, I love those, but I don't give a damn. Listen, we here. I like to have fun. I go to them places. It's fun. It's a fun time. You know, it's a great escape. You know, I have a good spirit to know, what all the bullshit, and can still enjoy my goddamn family and life. But anyways, they're building a new park, right? And now you can see to where, man, why did all this shit go down? Why has this been vacant for so many years in this area? Well, it's because their lease was up. So they're not going to renew their lease. They had a certain amount of time that they were going with their lease. You think, oh man, this is a big ass hotel chain. This is a big ass, something. And all of a sudden it's been vacant. It's because they've had plans for this new park for a long time and it's their land. So they only had a certain amount of time for their lease, or they simply bought them out of their lease and they tear it down and build a whole new fucking entire theme park area, roads and all. These motherfuckers building entire fucking highways down there. You know, it's because they have land patents. You know, it's crazy, man. And this is the thing that DeSantis tried to. Well, they're still battling Disney over. And when they got the land rights, well, hell, that is their roads. They have their own jurisdictions. Like it's wild, man. People got to look into this stuff, man, and see. Oh, well, damn, if they can do it, well, you can do the shit. Is it money or is it just knowing how to do it? You know? So, what's good, Jimbo Slice? It's good to be quiet sometimes. I get it. I just sit there and observe sometimes too, I get it. But yeah, so Wilcox versus Jackson. Straight in there. Land patent is the only form of perfect title to land available in the United States. You know? And hold on, because people be thinking I'm fucking full of shit. And See, most people obtain real estate. Real estate agent. That just means by a contract, you know. And then what you do is they they uh, they transfer the control of the land, with a warranty deed. The warranty deed is a color of title, just like the color law. It just appears like the title, but it's actually not, right? It's that's what it is, man. The a warranty deed cannot stand up against a land patent. This is how they can come and take your shit. They got to build something, bitch. You getting off? Ain't no different from, Florida. When the parks want to expand, they'll come offer you money, or they just look. You didn't realize your deed was only for A, B, C, and D. This shit is what goes on, man. A land patent is a permanent thing. It can't be changed. You know, it can't be changed by any government once it's issued. It's a patent. You know. And check this out. Where the United States have parted with title by patent legally issued, and upon surveys made by itself and approved by the proper department, the title so granted cannot be impaired by any subsequent survey made by the government for its own purposes. That's Cage versus Danks, 13 LAA and 128. So it says that in the history of this country, no land patent has ever lost an appellate review in the courts. As a matter of fact, in Summons Court versus California, 466 U.S. 198, the Supreme Court ruled forever that the land patent would always win over any other form of title. In that case, the land in question was Tidewater land in California. California's claim was based on California's constitutional right to all Tidewater lands. The patent stood supreme even against California's constitution because a land patent is tied to a treaty. Boom. Treaties are upheld by the Constitution, so the Constitution cannot override the fucking treaty. All right. Land cannot be taken for debt or taxes. That's why they can never take land. Only what's on the land. See, they come take your whole fucking house. They can't take a land. Right? Because a lot of motherfuckers got land patents. You think, oh, the city owns it, or the county, or the parish. No. There's an individual that's under there somewhere. If the government ain't got it, it's an individual somewhere that got it. So in real estate, when you see anything, it's just a document that's over the land. It's a color of title, right? So banks, corporations, like real estate, they can own it without an act of Congress. They and others use the fiction title to seize land under the color of law. It's wild, man. Wild, man. So, yeah, man. Everything is all about a contract. Color of title. Same thing with the car title. They give you a car title, but the real title is the fucking bill of landing or the title of origin. That comes with the manufacturer. That shit gets sent to the DMV by the dealership, and then they send you back a fucking title. You can go buy a brand new car cash. Be like, oh, do you have the the original title? Oh yeah, it'll come to you. You gotta take them bitches to court to get that motherfucker. And then you still are gonna have a hard time. Call the DMV, ask them about it. Oh, they destroy them. We only have digital copies. What we do is, where's the original? Oh, we destroy them. Dirty motherfuckers. That's how this shit works. But anyway, guys, I gotta get going. This is just a quick crash course into a lot of bullshit. But I'll talk to y'all later. But thanks for everybody who, joined, and this is what we under. Ain't nothing changed. I mean, it's the 60s, there was fucking, you go to jail for marrying somebody. I mean, this is this country we live in that's free, and Negro History Month. It's Negro History Month. I got to change the title to this video. Negro History Month. So peace and love, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later, and I'm out.